Dr. Bonnie Jewell. I'm a holistic doctor, and today we're going to look at the fascinating world of muscle testing. Is it a reliable tool for health assessment, or is it merely a pseudoscientific myth? Is it safe or is it dangerous? Stick around as we debunk the myths surrounding muscle testing and separate fact from fiction. Have you or someone you know experienced muscle testing? Did it help you? Did it harm you? Was it a good experience? Was it a bad experience? Let me know in the comments below. Before we jump into debunking myths, let's understand a little bit about what muscle testing is and a little bit about how it works. It's also called applied kinesiology. When it is used to evaluate the nervous system, it is called muscle response testing. Muscle response testing is a technique often used in alternative medicine and is a non-invasive and safe way to test the strength or weakness of muscles to gather more information about a person's health, of their body, and their mind. Muscle testing is often explained as a way to tap into the body's energy or subtle systems. However, on a more physical level, it works more like hypothermia. If you fall into an ice cold water, your blood will flood the organs and your brain. It's going to move away from your arms and leg. So when we're doing muscle testing, if we briefly decrease the capillary flow of blood to your organs by gently pressing on the organ, your body will, for a couple of seconds, have a hypothermia reaction and the arm will go weak. This is how we are able to figure out what organs would benefit from extra nutrition through supplements, and also figure out what organs might be struggling a little bit and need more supplements or more nutrition. There is also a neurological reality to muscle testing in regard to the state of your health. Dr. Sten Ekberg has a wonderful video where he goes into great explanation about this. That video is called "What is Muscle Testing and What is it Used For?" and the link is below. Now let's address some common myths associated with muscle testing. If you do know somebody who needs to see this video, press the share button below and send it to them. Muscle testing myth number 1. Muscle testing is scientifically proven. Many skeptics of muscle testing claim that muscle testing proponents, like myself, say it has solid scientific backing. But is that really the case? Muscle testing actually lacks consistent scientific evidence to support its claims. The studies conducted are so few and are so limited that there really needs to be more research to have it to be considered backed up scientifically. Most people like me share anecdotal evidence. We see the effects, the positive effects it has on us and the people that we help, and that's why so many people use it. There is a person who conducted study on muscle testing, and that is Dr. Ann Jensen. The link to her research is below. And in her study, she found that muscle response testing was, in her study, what she did is she tested the ability of the body to identify false and true statements. And what she found in this research was that it was much more accurate than guessing or even intuition. This study is one step towards the proof of the effectiveness of the application of muscle response testing, but there's definitely room for more research. Myth number 2, muscle testing can diagnose any health condition. Some people think that muscle testing can diagnose a wide variety of health issues, and others believe that proponents of muscle testing think that we can diagnose issues. But is that true? Actually, muscle testing does not diagnose. A diagnosis comes from medical tests and analysis. So where does this myth come from? Well, muscle response testing can help find underlying interferences to health, or if organs need nutritional support or other support, or even if your body is irritated by a food or other substance, anything from the water you're drinking to the shampoo that you use. I've had scenarios where I find something during testing, such as in one case, a parasite in someone who was very, very sick and really needed to be in the emergency room. When I told them this, I found out they had just come from the emergency room. I did some testing on them and I sent them right back and I said they need to do some testing for parasites because that's what showed up in the testing. But they were so sick that they really needed medical intervention. So they went back to the emergency room and got all the tests, and then they found the parasite and they were able to help them. But it was not diagnostic. You need to have medical tests for diagnosis. So this leads us to myth number 3, that muscle testing is dangerous or evil. And either of those could be true or not. Muscle testing is a tool like anything else, like a knife. If in the right hands, like a surgeon, it can help somebody and create miraculous healings. In the hands of a dangerous person, it can do the opposite of that. It really just depends who is using the tool, the training of the person who is using the tool, and what their intention is as far as helping you. The person who was in my office for the parasites could have died if not treated medically. And I could have, if I weren't well trained, said, let's just try these supplements. No, I said, I'm going to give you these supplements in case you're not willing to go to the hospital, but go to the hospital. So muscle testing is a valuable component and can help in prevention of illness. It can help you identify some of your body's real needs. And most of the time, frankly, we are just working on supporting the body and making it stronger. And that works really great in conjunction with standard medical protocols. It can also help you find sensitivities and allergies that are just not tested in medical tests, because medical tests only test a limited number of food items, a limited number of chemicals and metals that you might be allergic to that are most common. But there are actually thousands upon thousands of irritants that we're exposed to every day. So something to keep in mind is that when a medical test is negative, it means that the condition is resolved or in remission. When a muscle test is negative, it doesn't mean that the condition is in remission. Instead, it can mean generally one of two things: that the body has all the nutrients it needs and the help it needs to work on the condition, and it's working on that. And we can also often tell that this is happening because your medical tests start coming back better and you're actually feeling better. And the other case is that the body is done trying to figure it out and it's time for straight up medical intervention. In this case, you might not be feeling better, you might be feeling a little bit worse, and it's time to refer you back to your medical provider to have a full-on medical intervention. And this is where working with a trained professional is a benefit when you are using muscle testing for your health. Someone with medical knowledge and experience will be more able to differentiate and support you by looking into the facts and not what they would like for you to have. So, muscle testing myth number 4 is that muscle testing is not affected by bias. Can the person testing, can their beliefs and expectations influence the results? And what about the person who's being tested? Can their beliefs and expectation influence the results? And the answer to both of those is absolutely. The tester's belief and expectations, as well as the subject's beliefs and expectations, can affect muscle testing outcomes. This introduces a significant source of bias. And while anyone can use muscle testing, it's only when you are trained and understand how this works that the results become more reliable. And also why you really have to use common sense if you're using it with health, some medical knowledge, and understanding. Myth number 4, muscle testing can predict the future. Boy, if it could, I would have won the lottery by now. Muscle testing cannot predict future events or outcomes. I wouldn't even try to do the lottery, frankly. I was just joking. So this is really a tool to communicate with the body and help you. You could think of it as nonverbal communication. It is not a crystal ball, and frankly, claims of predicting future events or outcomes is unsubstantiated and just not true. I've worked with a lot of pregnant women and they often ask me if I can detect the gender, but I answer no. However, if I do check them, I say we have a 50-50 chance of being right. This is pretty much a joke because there's a 50-50 chance on what the baby's going to be. So it's essential to approach any claim of predicting the future. Just be very skeptical about that. So let's switch to looking at the main fact about muscle response testing. Your body is seeking balance in your health. Just like if you trip and you don't have to, if you're walking and you trip, you don't have to think about it. Your body's automatically going to try to keep you upright. Muscle testing utilizes that concept of balance and can be a valuable tool for exploring mind-body connections, helping you understand how emotions and thoughts can impact your physical well-being, as well as how nutrients and supplements can affect your physical well-being. It can be used as a biofeedback mechanism to assess muscle strength and balance, potentially aiding in identifying areas of concern in regards to health, as well as solutions. With the ever-increasing health issues in our world today, it is an incredibly useful tool to tap into the needs of your body. It can be especially useful for those who have a condition that medicine hasn't quite given you the answers for. So there you have it, debunking muscle testing myths and common sense in science. Remember, while muscle testing has its uses, it's essential to remain critical and consult with qualified healthcare professionals for your health. If you're concerned about your health, it's always best to consult a qualified professional. They can help take the guesswork and uncertainty out of your health condition. Thank you so much for joining me today as we separated fact from fiction regarding muscle testing. If you found this video informative, please hit the like and subscribe button for more science-based content and alternative health content. Until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical, and question everything.